Hey guys, it's Jamie here from Standard Karting, and today I'm going to tell you exactly what this thing is that we see in the Mario Kart 9 trailer. Now, there are 5 things we can apply to figure out what this is. Now, I should start off by saying that level design is not just throwing random shit in pan. It is an art form. Alright, level design is coherence. Everything is placed for a reason. Okay, now firstly what we can look at is the proximity to the track that this item is and accessibility. Now this is placed just around the corner at the start, I do believe, and it is placed just off the track, and it is surrounded by not off-road. So what it's surrounded by is not off-road, and it is just off the track. So this already tells us a lot. This tells us that this, whatever it is, can't be broken. Alright, it can't be a super overpowered item or a super item box. Hell, it probably isn't even an item box, because first place can easily access this. Now, in game and level design, typically you don't allow people at the front to access anything that's broken. You don't allow them to access anything that can give them an even further lead. This is why old Mario Karts have rubber banding, and this is why the powerful items are at the back, to try and keep the race compact and tight together, because the first place having a breakaway or a lead is quite possibly the worst thing that can happen in a racing game. So this item being placed here alone tells us that this isn't some sort of power item. Now, in contrast to that, you have the visual effects and appearance. Now, if you look at it, this item seems to be warping. It seems to be transcending kind of shapes here, right? And if you look really closely, you can see that it has a rainbow effect. Now, this tells us that this item isn't just a throwaway, boring item like a coin. It has importance. This is further backed up by other things. However, looking alone at the appearance of the item and how it's constantly moving, you can tell that this item is quite important. It's central. It's quite close to the track, so something is clearly going on. Now, placement context is important as well. Like I mentioned at the start, this is placed right off the track, and this typically would mean that it's something that's is important. It's something that's kind of crucial to the game, because it's not just in a faraway corner, it's not a little throwaway, it's important, it's central, it's there. Now, it's placed right underneath a gas station looking restaurant burger place kind of thing, which would indicate that it's some kind of consumable. It's some kind of re-energizing energy fuel kind of thing, right? It would indicate that it's something like that rather than a big old throwaway item. This would kind of indicate fuel. Maybe it's some kind of boost thing, but I have a better theory as to what it is. But what really sells it for me is the importance that it has in the trailer. If this was just something that could be thrown away and it was something that wasn't important, it is in the closing shot of the first trailer. This means big. It is almost central to the camera as the scene closes, as the trailer closes, which means that it's not a throwaway, it's not useless, it's important. It is in fact incredibly important, gimmick level worthy important, because it's so front and center. It means it's teasing. It means that this, whatever this is, and this is a typical thing, by the way, that you see in game studio trailers. What you see is, you see them tease their big thing towards the end. So, context, I can't think of context off the top of my head, but what they do is, their big gimmick or something huge is teased right at the end. The biggest announcement is saved for the end, and on a closing shot, what typically happens is that whatever's on the screen is important. Yeah, it's incredibly important. Now, yeah, and then you have to think about what's been added recently, what's new. Now, we know nothing about Mario Kart 9, and that serves alone importance to what this is. The fact that we know nothing and they've teased something means that this is important. As I've said with the previous thing, just down sheerly to the fact that we know absolutely nothing of this game, and they've teased this mystical looking rainbow effect item looking thing. They haven't even teased any items yet, and they've teased this. That's important. Now, what could it be? Now, this can't just be coins. If this was coins, it would be incredibly broken, because first place proximity. But in the same breath, it's not going to be a power item. Now, we'll go further into what this is in another video, but we believe it's some kind of wonder effect-esque meter charging thing. But what we believe is, when a wonder meter fills, it will activate the wonder effect for that track. I believe there's going to be a couple of these little things dotted around. Now, what backs this up firstly is that if you look closely at the item, you can see the two eyes. Now, these two eyes are present on all wonder related item things, including the seeds and the flowers. Now, you might be wondering, oh, but it's yellow. That actually works in the favour of this, because if you look in Mario Bros. Wonder, the wonder flower is coloured to the environment that it's in. The ice one, for instance, the ice like has a pinky one because it's like a mountain-esque icy combo. But the desert wonder flower, which is what this track seems to be, like a deserty kind of outback area, that's yellow in Wonder. So that makes me, that just instantly kind of backs this kind of thing up, and it means that this item will probably not remain to be yellow throughout the entire game, but rather it will change colours, which makes sense because rainbow effect is coming off it. So down to all that, we know that it's nothing broken, but it has to be important, it has to be central. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. Let us know in the comments, and yeah, thanks for all the support recently, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.